Hey, good Friday morning, everybody. It's First Warn Storm Team Chief Meteorologist Brad Panovich enjoying my cup of coffee this morning at about 9:30. Want to give an update on the weather because we've got some gigantic changes that are going to be moving into the Carolinas here today. The first thing you notice when looking at the map is we've got this big line of showers and thunderstorms, which is kind of interesting because if you look at this kind of carefully, you're probably saying to yourself, where's the cold front? Well, believe it or not, the actual cold front itself is back in here, as I grab the purple one instead of the blue one. But you get the idea. There's a cold front right in here, but what you see out ahead of it is what we call a prefrontal trough, and that prefrontal trough is where the thunderstorms are developing. Now, a couple things that this is going to do for us this afternoon is this is likely going to weaken any instability and probably give a lower chance of seeing severe weather, because even though the front is back here, these storms are dying. They're leaving over quite a bit of cloud cover, and as they move to the east, they're likely going to take away any instability that is managed to develop this afternoon. I think there's a better risk for bigger storms in the eastern part of the state as the line moves east. So I'll loop this a couple times, kind of gives you an idea on what's going on. And the reason that that front is still back to the west, let's look at the dew point temperatures. You notice right in here, this is where you see the dew points go from the 60s back to the 50s. And if you look at the winds, notice we've got a south-southwest wind here, but back here the winds swing around to the north and west. And when you look at the temperatures, you can see it's still in the 60s here, but the real cold air is back up to the north and west. So let's look at some of the model guidance on what's going to happen this afternoon. The first model we're going to look at is going to be the NAM4, which is a high-resolution kind of short-term model. And we're going to look at the reflectivity. So this will kind of give you an idea on the timing. So this is what it looks like this morning when the model ran at 2 o'clock in the morning. We'll up this thing to about 8 a.m. this morning. Kind of did a pretty decent job. You can kind of see that's depicting the cold front back here, but here's your prefrontal trough. Watch as this stuff moves into the Carolinas. And again, we'll go in a little bit closer here. Okay, this is about mid-afternoon. So about 3, 4 o'clock, we'll see some scattered showers and thunderstorms across the area. But the main front is still back here in Tennessee. We'll go a little bit closer to the evening hours. We're getting towards 5, 6, 7 o'clock, and then this is 8 o'clock p.m. And this looks to be the cold front right in here, crossing the mountains about 8 o'clock tonight. We'll go to 9, 10, and you can kind of see where the front is right there. This is about 10 o'clock. So you can see storms could be around as late as 10 o'clock, maybe even 11 o'clock as the front moves off to the coast. Now there is some moisture on the back side because we've also got the coldest air lagging a little bit behind, so it's likely going to take till really early in the morning tomorrow for the cold air to move in. So by 12Z, or what we call 12Z, this would be 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. The front is on the coast, and temperatures are cooling off dramatically here in the Carolinas. So let's look at another model. This is a short-range model, really high-resolution model. This goes out 15 hours, does a really good job. This is that new operational, what we call the HRRR, or the HRR. Just stands for High-Resolution Rapid Refresh Model. And you can see this does a pretty good job because it reruns every 3 hours, or really every hour, excuse me, out to 13 hours. And you get a pretty good idea as we go into the afternoon. That first line kind of falls apart, and then we get into the evening hours, and as the front swings in, it kind of re-intensifies the line a little bit. This is at 5 o'clock tonight, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, and 8 o'clock. So to me, this looks like the front in here, and then this is our prefrontal trough. So this is a little more bullish on the heavy rain right around 5, 6, 7, 8 o'clock. But you can see after 9, things actually move to the coast and things kind of weaken pretty quickly. Let's look at temperatures, because that's the other big part of this. When you look at the temperatures, well into the 70s today, probably upper 70s in a lot of locations. And then we go into the afternoon and evening hours. The one thing that could cool us down would be the rain moving in. But I want to go to about 8 p.m. tonight. And you can see the front looks to be right in here. The rain cooled air out ahead of it. But look at the green back here. The green are temperatures in the 40s and 50s. And we'll go towards tomorrow morning because we can go all the way out to about, actually we can only go to about midnight. It shows the coldest air still back in Tennessee. So it's likely going to take until early tomorrow morning for the coldest of the air to move in. So just a quick update on what's going on with the weather today. Prepare yourself for some storms. Friday night football games that are going on today certainly are going to be impacted by some storms. Lightning's our biggest concern. Severe weather threats pretty minimal. Can't rule it out. But I think the chances are pretty small. If we do see a stronger storm, it's going to mainly be some small hail and some very gusty winds. Of course, I'll keep you updated throughout the afternoon, online, on social media, and starting on TV at 4 o'clock this afternoon. See you then.